This video is as much a love letter to the online left as it is a criticism of it. I make this video reluctantly with a heavy heart, but also in the hopes that it may do some good. Please watch it through to the end, even if it makes you angry. Culture. The narrow view of reality. Movies, TV, pop music, the culture industry, the conveyor belt of truth. For years now, vocal members of the online left have petitioned for representation in movies and TV shows. The conviction is that if those who identify themselves as members of minority or marginalized groups see themselves represented in popular media, then this will play a part in the normalization of what they see themselves as being. The outcome? That those who identify with what will now be on the screen will feel valid. They will feel included. But is this really what we want? It seems unusual coming from the political left, a group historically concerned with unions and rights and protections for the working class. Does this not strike you as strange? If this is what we really want, if this is what you really want, neoliberal capitalism will, of course, oblige. Organize yourself as a new target demographic and the arcade machine claw will come down and pick you up sooner or later. If this is what you want, by all means, have your Sims 4 stuff packs with your pride colours sold back to you. Have your influencers teaming up with brands disinterested the rest of the year. Have your trans non-binary Disney royals and your gender neutral clothing. Have it all. Gorge yourself. Indulge. If that's what the left is, what's left? Terence McKenna, out-of-the-box thinker and mushroom man, once said, "Culture is not your friend." And Herbert Marcuse, neo-Marxist and philosopher, would to some extent likely agree. Critical theory, the favourite tool of the online left, being born out of Marcuse's work with the Frankfurt School, would have us examine traditional fixtures of our society and question whether or not they continue to contribute to its overall health. Do these traditions repress us in a way that is beneficial for society or not? Often the targets of the online left's application of critical theory are certain artifacts of our culture which are largely hangovers from bygone eras. Needlessly repressive gender roles and attitudes towards sexuality. But in its veering towards over-application, critical theory may be creeping towards becoming a new tradition of its own. And what then? When this mode of criticisms and critiques becomes a default way of engaging with our environment? 10 minutes on Twitter should answer that. At its heart, critical theory is an encouragement to question culture and do away with the parts of it that are holding us back without good reason. It is a powerful tool, and one that must be wielded with wisdom and restraint. Sadly, more often than not, this is not the case. What is torn down must be replaced. What is shown to be obsolete while it is fulfilling the needs of individuals will, when upturned, inevitably leave those who rely upon it defensive, angry. And if forcefully whipped away, it may leave them bereft and bitter. And why wouldn't it? When was the last time any of us had someone say, "What you like shouldn't be allowed anymore," and responded with, "Thank you, Much of the way the fruits of critical theory are being applied are authoritarian and top-down, too often hyperbolic, rage-inciting and performative. They breed resentment and division faster than they breed togetherness and a combined, concerted effort for equality. And in their destruction of cultural fixtures with nothing to replace them, they breed cynicism and nihilism. In a world that sorely needs visionaries and innovators to face the great existential crises of our time, in a world that requires transgression, subversion, and civil disobedience to bring about any meaningful change, the hope-thieving poverty of aggression by default, of cynicism and nihilism is catastrophic. We have learned to quash our creative impulse and house it in an origami box. We have learned the value of work for its blessing of survival. We have submitted to never be alone again, while our innermost desires are curbed and molded for profit. We have forfeited the right to be forgotten. We've become sexually liberated intellectually, but sexless and self-obsessed actually. And we have come to speak as if admitting when we say that this is not a crisis, this is life, and it's part of who I am. We tell ourselves this is familiar, but it hurts. I'd rather it didn't, but I'm glad it does. At least I know I'm alive. And then we have turned to Disney and begged it to care, and they have deemed us profitable, and so they care. We have screamed in all caps at an avatar on the screen for a crime we imagine they committed, and we have demanded that life be the way we wish it were, or else we'll throw a tantrum and make those we imagine responsible for it pay. But what we don't see is that we are bellowing our darkest selves into a bottomless pit, screaming at people who might have otherwise been on our side, and shrieking at a beast that only speaks in 7 figures. We've forgotten ourselves and become authoritarian neoliberals, waving in the plane carrying only hollow husks of what we once loved. This is the culture machine, and we kneel before it with our arms outstretched, begging to be subsumed, begging for it to make us feel significant, salivating at the fantasy that Disney or something, anything else, might save us the work of learning how to feel like we matter of our own accord, of learning how to feel like we matter to ourselves. But there may be hope. For one, this is not the only source of culture. This is not the only means by which culture can be created and minds can be changed. The means to produce culture are not only or entirely in the claws of this dead-eyed beast. We can all pick up a pen, or a paintbrush, or a video camera, or a musical instrument. We can all transmute our rage into inspiration. We can all plant seeds for a better future. We can all play our part in contributing to the rich, meaningful culture future generations may inherit. It is within our power to create that. But we must do so with integrity. We must do so resisting aggression, with our principles and values guiding us all the way. The Faustian bargain awaits, and it must be resisted, lest the potential to change hearts and minds crumbles to inertia. But the power to change minds, the power to change the world, magic as art, is within our grasp. All we have to do is make it. So, dissent. Make it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I realise it's a bit of a different video, but I appreciate you watching nonetheless. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, please be kind and ask good questions, and I'll see you in the next one.